It's about 9 o'clock right now. We'll go ahead and get started. My name is Leilana. If you don't know me, I'm a yoga teacher based out of the Bay Area. And this is a 45 minutes vinyasa flow designed for beginners, but also really designed for anybody. I always try to create a flow that has both strength and relaxation in it. So if you happen to have blocks at home, go ahead and grab those. If you're dealing with any knee discomfort, you might grab a blanket or a pillow to support your knees whenever we're on hands and knees. And I think that's really all you need. So we'll get started on our backs today. You can lie down flat, either with your feet on the floor, your knees bent, or your legs straight out, arms along your sides, or hands on your belly. So we'll just take a couple of moments here to drop into our bodies. Now usually the easiest way to do that, to connect the body to the mind, is by incorporating a deeper, more conscientious breath. So with your lips closed, start to take your breath in and out through your nose. And you might imagine your two lungs like balloons. As you inhale, fill up your balloons and feel how the back presses into the floor. And then as you exhale out, notice the lower belly dropping down towards the earth. Inhale deeply into the lungs, maybe even bringing the breath down into the belly. And then exhale, press the belly button down towards the spine. Let the back body melt down into the floor. A couple more like that, in and out through your nose. In these last couple breaths, you might set an intention for your practice. This intention can just be a word that summarizes why you chose to get up early today and get on your mat. And you use your intention throughout your practice to remind yourself of why you're here, to bring your mind back into your body. Take one more breath. If your legs are long, you can bring your feet to the floor, knees bent. I want you to walk your heels in close to your hips. You might even tickle the backs of your heels to make sure that's happening. And then bring your feet hips distance apart, so nice and wide with your feet. Take your arms alongside your body with the palms facing down. We're going to start to rock through the pelvis, anterior and posterior tilt. So as you exhale, you're going to press the lower part of your back down into the floor. You're kind of curling your tailbone under. Nothing is really lifting off of the ground here. It's a very small, subtle movement. And then as you inhale, you're going to slowly lift your lower back off the floor, but keep your butt down. So you're just lifting the lower back. And then exhale, press your belly down, press your lower back down into the floor, curl your tailbone. Inhale, press the belly up towards the sky, lift the lower back. So a little bit of a rocking back and forth on your breath, waking up the hips and all of the muscles that make up that area. So our peak pose today is camel pose. It is a back bend, so we want to really warm up our back and our belly and our spine today before we get into that pose. And if you're already like, oh no, back bends, don't worry about it. Again, all my classes are designed for beginners. So we'll take it slow and I'll give you lots of modifications. We'll rock a couple more times through the pelvis. And then bring your pelvis to neutral. You might have a natural curve of the lower back coming off the floor. That's totally fine. Bring your arms alongside your body, palms facing down. Start to press your heels into the floor. Contract your belly so that you're slowly pressing down. Belly button towards the spine, lower back is opening up. And then start to lift the hips. Press into the arms to open up the chest more, coming to a bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. And then slowly lower everything back down, one piece at a time. As you, let's say, exhale. Inhale, press into the heels, curl the tailbone, lift the pelvis, and then exhale, lower slowly back down towards the floor. Inhale, lift the pelvis up, press into the heels, and then lower everything back down. 2 more just like that. Press into the heels, lift the pelvis off the floor, engage the belly to support the lower back, and then exhale, lower down. Last one, inhale, lift it up. And exhale, lower back down. So we're going to lift the pelvis up one more time. Curl the tailbone under, press up. I want you to pretend like you have a block or a book in between the thighs. It's as wide as your hips, and you're squeezing that block with your knees, okay? You feel your inner thighs start to light up. Maybe your butt is engaged. Can you relax that a little bit? Engage the belly. Lengthen the tops of the thighs out in front of you, okay? Keep squeezing your block. And we're going to pulsate the hips up towards the sky for a count of 20. Starting now, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now before you lower the hips, keep pressing it up. Hold it there. Squeeze your imaginary block. Draw your belly in. Lengthen your quads forward. And then slowly lower everything down to the floor. Good. Draw your knees into your chest. Take your hands to the fronts of your knees. Let your lower back widen. And maybe you rock and roll left to right here to give yourself a bit of massage. Hope you all are doing well this morning. I kind of had a long night. I have a 19-month-old baby, and he was just wide awake in the middle of the night, so I'm feeling a little tired, but that's okay. I'm here. That's what matters. All right, so take your shins parallel to the ceiling, knees over the hips. Take your hands behind your head. We're going to do some bicycle crunches. So anytime you do back bending, we want to work the core too, because those things go hand in hand. So inhale, lift your head up away from the floor, coming towards your thighs. And then exhale, lengthen your left leg forward, twist towards your right knee. And we'll switch. Twist towards your left, bring that left knee in, straighten the right leg out. Back and forth, exhale as we twist. Inhale, we change. Exhale, we twist. So just keep going on your breath. It's really hard for me to count these out and do it at the same time. Keep dropping your belly button down towards the earth. Try to lift your shoulder blades off the floor. Keep a lift to your chin so the front of your neck feels open. All right, keep it going. Almost there. We'll keep moving for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pause. Bring that right knee forward. Lengthen the left leg out, twisting the torso to the right. Lift the left leg up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, lower it back down. Can be just a small movement if that's uncomfortable for your lower back to go too deep. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Keep lifting the shoulder blades up. Exhale, lower. Last one. Good. Now we switch. Twist to the left. Left knee pulls in, right leg out. Hold it there. Lift up. Right leg to the sky. Exhale, lower. Right leg to the sky. And lower. 3 more times. 2 more. Strong belly. Last one. Now draw everything in towards your heart. Ooh. Lower the head down, maybe rock and roll left to right. So you can either roll to your left side or right side and press your way up. We're moving towards a tabletop position, or you can grab the backs of your thighs and gently rock forward and back along the length of your spine. And then you'll pop up, swing the legs around. Take it to hands and knees. Wrists under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On your inhale breath, press your belly towards your mat. Lift your chin. Exhale, round your back, chin towards your chest. Inhale, press your belly down, lift your heart. Exhale, round your back. 3 more times like that. So this would be a time that you use your blanket or your pillow to support your knees. Anytime we're in a tabletop position, you can do that. Anytime we're in a lunge as well. Now come to neutral, tuck the toes under, start to lift the hips up behind you, downward facing dog. You can move this one around. Sway the hips left to right, pedal the heels out, shake out the head. Now look forward towards your hands, and with intent, walk your feet up towards your hands, up near the top of your mat. Feet are hips distance apart, soften through the knees so that your belly is resting on your thighs or towards your thighs, and then release your head down towards the floor. You can keep your hands on the mat, or you can interlace your forearms together. You might add a sway left to right. And you want to feel like the skin melting off your back towards the floor. Really let go of any tension along the spine. And release the arms, heel toe the feet together. Take your hands to the fronts of your shins, or maybe the tops of your thighs. Lengthen your spine in front of you so the chest is parallel to the floor. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Press into your feet, stand up with a long spine. Reach your hands towards the sky, and then hands to heart center, samastitihi. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bend in your knees if you need here. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or the thighs. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step your right foot back and then your left foot. Coming into a plank position, you can modify this by dropping the knees down. Keep shifting the weight into the arms. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower halfway, and then all the way down. And tuck your toes, low cobra. Inhale, lift your heart using the strength of your back. You might test this by lifting the hands off of the floor. And then lower the hands back down, lower the chest down. Press up tabletop position, or modified plank, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath here. Press your hands into the floor, press your mat away from you, and then lower your knees down. Step your right foot towards your right thumb. Get onto your fingertips, lengthen your spine, and then bring your shoulders over your hips, reach your hands up to the sky. As you exhale, cactus your arms, bend your elbows, let the elbows come down towards the side body. Then inhale, reach the hands forward and up. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach forward and up. One more time, cactus the arms, lift the heart towards the sky. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, step your right foot to meet your left, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your knees down. Step your left foot towards your left thumb. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Same thing, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Draw those elbows back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Tuck your back toes under, lift the right knee, step your left foot to meet your right, downward dog. Inhale, exhale, look forward, walk forward. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, stand straight up, reach your hands to the sky. We're gonna fold back down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands down, step your left foot back, step your right foot back. Plank position, inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway, and then all the way down. Low cobra, inhale, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then lower the heart back down. Modified plank, maybe full plank, downward dog. Deep breath in, and deeper breath out. Drop the knees down. Step your right foot forward. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, hands reach forward and up. And cactus. One more time. Cactus the arms. Now this time, take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers right at your lower back. Roll your shoulders back, squeeze your blades together, and then maybe start to straighten out the arms a bit, squeezing the upper arms in towards center. One more deep breath. And then release the arms towards the floor. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee, step your right foot to meet your left downward facing dog. Inhale, breath. Exhale it out. Step the left foot forward towards your left thumb. Drop your right knee to the earth. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach your hands forward and up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Third time's a charm. Now we take the arms behind us. Interlace your fingers, but switch your grip so the other thumb is on top. Roll your shoulders back. Draw the upper arms together, maybe straightening out the arms. And then take a big breath into the front of your right hip. Reach your hands back up towards the sky. Lower your hands down. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee, and step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale. Exhale out. Look forward. Walk forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold. Press into your feet. Stand up with a long spine. Reach your hands to the sky. And then one more time, we're folding forward. Halfway lift. Hands plant down to the floor. Step your feet back. Plank position. Inhale. Exhale, lower halfway. And then all the way down. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, lower the heart. Inhale, press up. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Take an inhale. As you exhale, find something to soften. Lower your knees. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms. And then lower your hands down to the floor. Tuck your back toes under, lift your left knee, and then drop your left heel to the floor. So now the foot is flat. It's at about a 45-degree angle. Keeping your right hand down, either on a block or on the floor. You're going to lift your left hand. Chest and hips opening to the left. Now try to tuck your right hip underneath you more and roll the left hip open. One more breath here. Press into your right foot, slowly come up, warrior two. Flip your right palm to the sky. Reverse your warrior right away. Left hand drops to the outside of the left leg. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take one more here. And then cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Flip the back heel up and step your right foot to meet your left, downward dog. Breathe. Lower your knees to the floor. Step your left foot forward. Lengthen through your spine. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms, lifting the heart up. Lower the hands down. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee, and drop your right heel down to the floor. Left hand stays on a block or on the ground. Right hand starts to reach up. Now it's the left hip squeezing underneath you, right hip rolling back. Try to find some length through the spine here. Reach through the crown of the head. Press into your left foot. Inhale, slowly come up, warrior two. Left palm flips. Reverse your warrior, right hand down, left hand to the sky. One more breath. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Flip your back heel up. Step your left foot to meet your right. Downward facing dog. A deep breath in. Let it go. Look forward. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Maybe you walk, maybe you hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Good. I'm going to turn to face you for this one. I'm going to bring our feet hips distance apart. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Interlace your fingers, but keep the index and the thumb out. Squeeze the outer edges of your palms in towards one another as much as you can. Now, if it's difficult for you to straighten your arms with your biceps close to your ears, you can always take the arms forward a bit more, okay? Squeeze the palms. Try to straighten the arms as much as you can. Draw the shoulders down. Now, root down through your feet. Really strong feet pressing into the floor. Engage your belly. So it's like when we're on the ground, you're kind of pressing your lower back into the floor. Find that same action, a slight curl of the tailbone, engage your belly. Sit up tall. Take an inhale. And then exhale, start to tick-tock the torso left to right. Good. We'll add a circle to this. Keep squeezing the palms together. You'll come forward with your torso and your head, and then lean back. Drawing a circle with the tips of your index fingers on the ceiling, on the wall. Rooted through the feet so you're not falling out of this. And then reverse your rotation, go the other way. Keep breathing. Now come back to center. Readjust your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Sit up really tall. As you exhale, start to take the torso over to the left. Press the hips to the right. Press down through the right leg. It's very common for the right shoulder to want to roll forward here. Draw the right shoulders back, right shoulder back. Bring the left shoulder forward. Keep pressing through your right leg. Squeeze your palms. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Let's release the arms, give the shoulders a rest. Whew. Roll the shoulders out. A couple times going back and a few times going forward. All right, we'll do second side. Hands are still going to be the same, but I want you to switch your grip. So the other pinky is at the back of the opposite hand, okay? And then, well, that feels so weird. Okay, reach your hands up towards the sky or a little bit forward if that feels better for your shoulders. Press through your left foot. Get taller as you inhale. And then exhale, take your torso to the right, hips to the left. You might notice a big difference between the two sides. If that's happening, instead of judging it as some sort of ailment, you might just be curious, like, why is my body lopsided like that? What is it that I do throughout my day or even during the night that makes it so? Big breath into the left side body. We'll take two more here. Keep wrapping your right shoulder forward, left back. All right, inhale, come back to center. Release the arms, give the shoulders a roll. All right, I'll turn to face the top of my mat again. Roll your shoulders back, squeeze your blades together, and then take your hands, interlace them. Draw your fists down your back sides, trying to squeeze the upper arms together. The chest is going to want to puff out. Can you draw the bottom ribs in more? Engage the belly. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, soften through your knees. Start to fold forward over your legs. Your feet are hips distance apart. You can keep your fists on your lower back or start to lift your arms away from your back towards the sky, or maybe even towards the front of your mat. Deep breaths. Direct the breaths into the areas that feel tight. And let your head go here. I know it's very tempting to want to look at the screen when you're taking class over the phone or over the computer, but if you can, just listen to the sound of my voice, the verbal directions rather than physical directions, so that you can keep your neck and your spine safe. Now bend through your left knee. Start to straighten out your right knee a little bit. Turn your chest over to the right. Breathe. We'll come back through center. Bend through your right knee, straighten out the left knee, turn your chest to the left. Come back to center. Take your fists towards your hands, your fists towards your lower back first, and then release your hands down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Plank position, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway, and then all the way down. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, press up, press back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, and a deeper breath out. Take 2 more breaths here. Last breath. Press into your left foot. Start to reach your right leg up towards the sky. Close that right hip so the hips are in one line. Right toes point straight down. Then bend your right knee and start to open your hips to the right. So now your right hip is stacking on top of your left. Press your right hand into the floor. Scorpion dog. You can stay here. If you flip your dog in your practice, then you can go ahead and do that. If you're like, what is flip dog? You're not going to do it. You're going to just stay here with me in scorpion dog. 2 more breaths. All right, if you're in flip dog, bring it all the way back around. Square the hips, lengthen your right leg back. Draw your right knee in towards your chest and step your right foot forward. Drop your left knee to the floor. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. And take your right hand to the top of your right thigh. Take your left hand either to your left butt cheek or down your left thigh. And then reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Sit up tall. Draw that right arm back so it's in line with your head as much as you can, and then lean back. Start to create a back bend here. You can keep reaching your right hand up or maybe bend your right elbow. Cactus the arm. Deep breaths. There's a lot of resistance that happens when we start to take ourselves back. There's this sense of distrust because you can't see what's going on behind you. We're so used to rounding forward, looking forward, that it is kind of scary. Right? So notice if you're feeling that at all. And then what can you do to help ease yourself, to soothe yourself? Maybe it's breathing a little bit deeper. Maybe it's taking the head forward. 1 more breath. Reach your right hand back up. Lower your right hand to the top of your right thigh. Press your right hand into your thigh to lift yourself up. And then lower your hands down. Take your hands to the inside of your right foot, heel toe. Your right foot out to the right so that you're in a wider lunge. And we're going to come into a lizard pose. So you can keep your hands down on the floor. You might take your hands on blocks. You might take your forearms down to the floor or take your forearms onto your blocks. Bring it into the front of the left hip. And relax the head. Take one more breath here. Move your blocks out of the way. Swing your right leg back. Right knee meets the left. And then you'll come forward into your arms and lower everything down to the floor. Bring your chin to the mat, arms along your sides with the palms facing down. Squeeze the legs in towards one another. Now on your next inhale breath, start to lift your chin, chest, and arms off of the floor. Keep pressing your feet into the floor. If it feels comfortable for your lower back, you might start to lift your legs off the floor. Locust pose. Every inhale you take, lift the chest higher. As you exhale, can you lift the thighs higher? One more breath. Lower everything down to the floor. Let's stack the hands, rest the forehead onto the hands, bend the knees, and windshield wipe the shins left to right. Lower the legs down. Take your hands to the floor underneath your shoulders. Press up through tabletop or plank. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Feel free to move around. And come to neutral. Press into the right foot. Lift your left leg up towards the sky. Bend the left knee and open the hips to the left. Scorpion dog. You can stay here or flip your dog. 3 deep breaths. Come back to center. Lengthen your left leg back. Draw your left knee in towards your heart. Step your left foot forward. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Lower your left hand to the top of your left thigh. Right hand to your right butt cheek, your hip, or maybe down the right thigh, your choice. Reach your left hand to the sky. Try to bring the arm in line with the head as much as possible. Now get long and start to lean back. You can keep your left arm lifted or cactus your left arm. Two more breaths. Inhale, lift your left arm. Exhale, lower the hand down to the thigh, and then bring your right hand back. Lower your hands to the floor, heel toe your left foot out, hands to the inside of the foot, lizard pose. You're either using your blocks here to support your hands, or your forearms, or you're just dropping them down to the floor. One more breath here. All right, move your blocks out of the way. Slide your left knee back to meet your right. And we're going to take a child's pose. So bring your big toes together, knees wide, hips to the heels, lower the forehead to the floor. And add a soft sway left to right. Let the forehead roll across the floor. Now come back to a tabletop position. You're going to walk your knees in so that they're hips distance apart. And we'll stand on our knees. You're bringing your shoulders to stack over your hips. Now pretend you have an imaginary block in between your thighs again. And you're squeezing your thighs in towards one another. Engage your belly, feel the tailbone melt down slightly. Take your hands behind your back. So you can either have your hands with your fingertips pointing down. You can flip the hands so the fingertips are pointing up, or you can just have the hands on the hips with the thumbs at the lower back, your choice. Roll the shoulders back, draw the upper arms in towards one another. So you're already opening up through your chest. And you might just stay here if this is good for you today. Totally cool. Make it happen. If you are looking to deepen this a little bit more, lengthen through the crown of your head and start to take your chest back. The head here can either be forward, it can be up, you can drop it all the way back. You're going to do this a couple of times so you don't have to go into your deepest back bend right away. Engage your belly. Take one more breath. And then nice and slow, come back up. We're going to have a seat either on our heels, or you can take hero's pose, knees together, open the heels up away from each other and sit in between the heels, or you can sit on your block. Keep your eyes open, but soften your gaze. All right, let's get back into it. Stand on your knees, hips distance apart with the knees, hands to the back. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the upper arms together. You're finding all of those elements first, the thighs, the core, the chest lifting, the spine lengthening, before you even move into any sort of deep back bend. You can stay here, or you can start to lean back. If you're looking for something more, you might tuck your toes under and release your hands down towards the backs of your heels. Press your hands into your heels to lift your chest more. If this is still not deep enough, you're more than welcome to untuck your toes, bring the heels down a little bit more. One more breath. If you release your hands down, first take your hands to your lower back and then slowly make your way up. And tuck your toes, sit your hips to your heels or to your block or down to the floor. Hands to the tops of the thighs. It's better than a cup of coffee, I'll tell you. One more round, Ustrasana, Camel pose. Come onto your knees. Take your hands to your hips, roll your shoulders back, squeeze the arms together. And if this last round you went really deep and that was too much for you, you're more than welcome to go a little bit more shallow. You know, you don't have to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. The practice isn't linear that way. It's cyclical. So you just go where your edge is, okay? Your edge is constantly changing. Listen to your body. Take an inhale. As you exhale, find the depth of your back bend today. What's your fullest expression in this moment? And then take 3 deep breaths. Take your hands to your lower back. If you release them, come back up. Take a seat, hands to the thighs. A couple breaths here, seated. And then you can find child's pose, lower your forehead to the floor. Sway the hips left to right. And come forward into a tabletop position. Drop your hips to either direction. And you'll lie on your back. Draw your knees into your chest. And take your shins parallel to the ceiling. Bring your arms down alongside your body, but they're lifting. You're reaching your fingertips out in front of you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, start to lift the head, the shoulder blades off the floor. Now start to pulse. 4, 10, 9. You might do this with the hand behind the head. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it, squeeze, and then lower everything down. Bring your feet about as wide as your mat. Start to drop your knees over to the right. You can cactus your arms, take your arms out into a T. You might stack your right foot on top of your left knee, so the outside of your left knee. And cross your legs, bring your knees over to the left. Stay here or take the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Breathe with intention. Even towards the end of the practice, we are aware of our bodies, aware of the sensations within our bodies, aware of the thoughts. And cross the legs. Ooh, draw your knees into your chest. Take your knees wide towards your armpits, heels to the sky. Grab the outer inner edges of your feet. If that's too much, take your ankles, your shins, your thighs, whatever you got. And maybe rock and roll left to right across your back. And drop your feet to the floor. Slide your legs out. Slide your shoulders down your back, arms along your sides with the palms facing up or hands to your body. If this is uncomfortable for your lower back, you're more than welcome to bring your feet to the floor, knees bent. You can slide a couple pillows underneath your knees. You want to choose to keep your knees long or to keep your legs long. Get comfortable. This is a perfect time for the brain to want to check out and start to plan the rest of your day. But I invite you to stay in your body, to try to see it all the way through. This part of the practice is just as important as all of the other parts. And take an inhale through your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in for a moment. Open your mouth, let it go. Find a natural rhythm to the breath. Remember any intention that you set for your practice. Decide if you're going to carry that with you off your mat into your day, or maybe set a new intention. What lights your fire today? Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. And then a big stretch. Get long through the whole body. Curl to either side, rest in a fetal position. Feel the floor underneath you, supporting the weight of your body. Give into that. Let everything melt down. Keep that sense of softness as you press yourself up to come to a comfortable seat. Tall spine, heart reaching forward. Hands can press together in front of your heart. You can have your hands on your knees with the palms up or stack your hands in your lap. And just take a moment here to acknowledge all the hard work that you do on and off of your mat. Even if it feels uncomfortable, to give yourself some acknowledgement, do it anyways, and hopefully one day it will feel okay to celebrate yourself. And then thank the people that helped you get here, because there's no way in hell that we did it on our own. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with me. If you have comments or questions, please message me on Instagram, on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube as well if you want to take this class again. I'll be uploading the video very shortly. Thank you so much. Namaste.